Jesus, help us on earth and in
Good
heaven.
evening.
Hello!
Hi.
I'm so happy to be here. I hope you guys are too. I am the light of the Leo. Down below me, I have Mr. Joe Nathan, JoJo Speaks, and we have our wonderful guest right there, Justin of Justin Talks Film. First of all, I do need to make sure I say out loud. I am super grateful to have you with us. I'm so happy that you took some time, even took a nap just for us. And I
Yes.
really appreciate it. Let me get this camera going right here. Oh,
Thank
that's a lot
you both
better.
for having me. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Absolutely. I once again, I appreciate it. Now, let me tell you the reason. Well, tell everybody the reason why I decided to invite Justin Talks Film, Mr. Justin himself, on the line with us. So we had Wednesday night Bible study last week, and in there, first of all, I do appreciate any and everybody that goes to the Juice Radio and Talk Show and join for the programming that we do have there. But I really appreciate how so many of us feel so free to speak transparently in those chats. And one thing that Justin said, I had to actually pull it up just to make sure I had exactly what he said here. And he says, I talk at people because I've never felt heard myself. God is working on me to be obedient in his will. And I'm telling you, when I read that, I of course could I didn't have the space at the time to give you what I wanted to give you. And I was like, no, we really need to talk about this because I have certainly felt that way in my life a lot personally. So when I saw that, I absolutely had to say something and maybe we could have a talk about it because I wanted to know how you got to that space. Um, not compare notes, but just be able to encourage each other on how to get to a better space with feeling heard. What are your thoughts on that, Justin? Like in your process, feeling unheard and trying to move forward in that space.
Wow. I think it's such a big topic, and first, I appreciate being on with both of you. One of the reasons I feel so comfortable is that you both manage to teach and inspire without, coming off as preachy, and that's one of the reasons I really felt comfortable coming and talking about this. But and Jonathan, I'm glad you're here to kind of bounce perspectives off from an LGBT perspective, because I think that's probably a lot of where my frustration comes from. Um, I think that often when you have a lot of hyphens, black, gay, angry, this, that, and the other, the more hyphens you have, the less people take you seriously, or the less credible your point of view
Mhm.
is. And I think a lot of times my personality doesn't fit exactly into a box. I'm not, the stereotypical person. And so it's hard for people to, I think, digest what I have to say or see me as a whole person. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It does.
Okay.
I think to describe you now, we are not close like Ace Boon Coons, but I feel like I know enough. Um, um, you are yourself at all times. And that's what I love about you. I love your individuality. I love the opportunities that you take to take introspective looks at your thought process, take looks at your experiences that bring you to your thought processes, like all of those things. That's why I knew that I would enjoy having a talk with you because it would not be surface. That's something that I don't do very well with people. I am very transparent, and I know that the only way for us to get into better spaces is if we decide to tell our stories.
Mhm.
And if we don't,
Mhm.
first of all, we won't find freedom. Second of all, we won't help anybody else see what it looks like to have that freedom. And when I see you, I totally understand what you're saying with not having everything, not everybody being able to understand you, being a quirky person, being because sometimes people want to be able to know who you are as soon as they step into a room and see you, and it's like, oh, I understand this. This is what I'm getting with this, but it's not just who you are. It's just how should I say? It's your thought process. Not everybody has the same. Like Jonathan, let me ask you this:
Right.
like when it comes to you being in different spaces, like how do you usually feel with walking into a new
Well, I found
space?
right. I found it very interesting what Justin said. He feels like he talks at people because he feels like he's been unheard. And the thing is when I was younger, I also felt unheard, but I felt unheard because I wasn't talking. I wasn't talking because I didn't want people to know, even though at the time I did not know even myself what my sexuality was, but I knew what I presented gave off gay, gave off homosexual. So that's the reason why I really didn't talk much unless I was with my friends or things of that nature. So it's interesting that I feel the same way, even though I didn't feel heard. I feel now that I am totally in my space. I'm totally comfortable with who I am and how I present. Um, I do still feel as though I talk at people because I feel like every conversation that I'm having, I'm trying to teach someone something. I feel like I'm trying to inform someone of something. I feel like I'm trying to help someone out. And so therefore, I feel like it's less of a conversation. I feel like I have to work on that and really allow other people into the conversation and not have the focus be on me so much. And so I have to be conscious of that as well. But when I go into new spaces, I feel more open and free to be myself and allow people to accept or deny me, whichever they choose. But before I was able to accept who I wasn't comfortable with doing that. Anytime that I went into a new space, I was completely quiet, so silent, unless I was asked a question or unless someone wanted to start a conversation with me. And I felt good about that conversation. I would engage, but now I feel more open and free because I know who I am and I know whose I am, and I'm able to express that. But I feel Justin and I feel like such kindred spirits. Number one, his header on his YouTube channel is Moonlight, and that is one of my that is my favorite movie of all time. Period. Point blank. I would love to have a conversation with you, Justin, about that sometime in the future because I watch so much Moonlight related stuff on YouTube. It's ridiculous. Like I should be committed because it's ridiculous how much I love that movie. But at the same time, though, we're so individually and authentically ourselves, and that's what I appreciate, especially those of us in the LGBTQIA plus community. Just by default, we're already different. Just by default, we're already authentic. Just by default, we're already outside of the crowd. So that's what I love. I love about us is that we're automatically different as it is, just simply because of our sexual orientation. And so that's what I love about being me. That's what I love about being us. That's what I love about this space. Because we're so open to being ourselves in this space, and this is a safe space, and that's what I love about the Live at the Leo, the Juice Radio and Talk Show, JoJo Speaks, Justin Talks Films, all of these platforms. We're open and free to be who we are, but we still have to be conscious, though. I have to start being conscious of how I am in those conversations because sometimes because I feel like I'm not heard, I feel like I have to be the loudest voice in the room, which doesn't necessarily have to be the case in every situation.
I feel like I look up to you because you sit on panels of people all the time that are, and you're able to give them grace as they're learning and they're, changing their perspectives. But me, if I hear something that bothers me or that I think is not right, oh, my fingers get, I'm ready. And I have to learn that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm going to bring people in, it's got to be with love and with understanding. You can't talk at people and
Right.
expect them to come over to you. Wait,
that is certainly something I have had to
Exactly.
learn. Um, I give all props to my brother for teaching me so much of his world, actually making me sit down and watch things to acclimate and understand and teach me so many things. And once he got started, I was able to know what to look for things. And um, through that process, I pretty much kind of taught myself to take my time with people that just don't know, because I was also in a
Right.
space of ignorance, like everybody starts off at. So yeah, I certainly understand what you're saying, Justin, especially when it comes to my brother. It's very difficult at times to be reasonable, but um, I do my best. Actually, I'm doing a lot better at it because I feel like I know more of who I am. But I do need to share some of this love that's going all over here in these chats. Of course, Erin starts off by saying hello to everyone. She certainly started off very early, as per usual. She can't help it. She does it well, and I appreciate you, Erin. Um,
we love
she
you.
made sure to say, like, share, and subscribe,
Yes.
everyone. And Justin made sure to let her know how sweet she is. And she was excited about this one. And I'm so happy that you guys are just like we are. Um, Dustin, he's here. Hey, Dustin.
Hey,
I hope
Justin.
all is well with you and your family and such. Robin came on in, said hello. And
Hey, Robin.
let's see. Latoya came in here. She says, hello,
Hey,
hey
Victoria.
fam.
Okay.
All right. I think, is this pretty much everything? And of course, everybody's saying hello to everybody. I think it's just so sweet. I will never get over that. Latoya made sure to say hello to you, Justin, referring to you as a love bug, as
That's
you should be referred to as. Yeah. Uh, hey, Latoya, I am a love muffin on today. Did she say something to you, Jonathan? I dare not
Yes.
skip. Good Lord. She said, hey to Robin. And Erin made sure to say, I love watching your channel, Justin, and I love following you on Facebook. Justin, the more I learn, the more I love about you. So excited to learn who you are, even more tonight, Justin. She's so sweet.
you.
Can't help it. She can't help it. Erin says, so happy you're here, Justin. Oh, Robin says, OMG, I feel the same way, Jonathan. Uh, I wait. I feel the need to be information as much as I enjoy most aspects of my personality. I can't shake feeling responsible to relieve people of mis or disinformation.
Mm.
I see.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like that's my job to teach the world about us because we feel so misunderstood and we are so automatically rejected just because of who we are. And I feel as though sometimes I feel as though my purpose on this earth is to broaden people's horizons concerning the LGBTQIA plus community, to teach them and let them know more about us so that they don't reject us so automatically. And also to say what to respond to what you said a little bit earlier, Justin, about me being on panels. I would not be on those panels if it were not a safe space, because I do. Sometimes I do get a little weary about the possibility of somebody saying something wrong and how I might react to that, especially with my facial expressions, because I cannot control my facial expressions to save my life. And I know if somebody says something off or wrong, I know my face is going to turn up a little bit. And, so I have to work on that. But I will let you know, I will not be in a space where I do not feel welcome. If I feel like there's going to be any BS towards the LGBTQ plus community in any way, shape, or form, I'm out, because I don't respond well with that still. And I
Yeah.
have to work on that.
And that's why I love the Juice Crew and extended family, because it is a safe space. Even those that are growing and learning, they
Right.
take the time to listen to, our perspectives, and that means the world. So, I love
And
it.
It does, doesn't it?
I think what's beautiful about
I have
it.
to tell you something about
Oh, go ahead, Jonathan.
no, go ahead, Jennifer.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say that,
Oh, I was going to
we
say
eventually.
I don't think some people really don't realize how much it means to someone in the
Hey,
there is
Jonathan.
a bad delay. You want me to go
Yeah,
out and come
that's
back in?
what's going on. Yes, do that. Uh, and hear that in a moment. Anywho,
Okay.
Latoya Washington says our brother Justin is fine.
Thank you, Latoya.
Robin says, I don't know how to turn it off. I sure, I sure did drop the link to that study in Michael's Twitter feed last Thursday. Jeez Louise. Latoya says, my booski is worldwide, honey. Thank you so much for your support. We love you, Latoya. Uh, Robin also says this group is honest enough to make us open to to make us open to our other perspectives. Yes. Knowing you through these other channels gave me an aha moment last week that I wouldn't have known had I not been listening. Really? Who was that aha moment?
Right.
Okay. I need to know.
Me too.
Your smart self. Okay, and Latoya says, at all, Joe Nathan, talking about his facial expressions that he doesn't know how to keep at bay. But it runs in the family. We can't help it. And that's life. We have to continue to learn and grow. So one thing that I was thinking about as you guys were talking, I want to know, in your mind, what does it look like being heard?
That's interesting. I think not being talked past. A lot of times people try to sum up our experience for us. A lot of times in faith circles, our lifestyles are compared to prostitutes and thieves, in that sin comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, sometimes it's done sweetly, but and with good intention, but it's still marginalizing us and putting us in negative boxes. And so I think if people don't come to the table with that kind of language and that kind of attitude, it makes it easier to get to know the person, because I feel like you've already judged someone before you've gotten to know them. You've made up your mind about an entire group of people, and so just the same way you get to know anyone, give people the chance to be holistic people. I think I have so many things that define me before my sexuality that I would love people to get to know, and I think the people that do take the time to get to know the different aspects of my personality, the last thing they really think about is my sexuality. And so that's the place I would love people to get to, where it's not about, my lifestyle, but who I am.
A part of me, I've usually kind of felt like, unless you're trying to be a paramour of mine, why are you concerned about that? That's something that I've always gone with, but that's just my quick opinion there. But moving forward, as far as like what it is to me to be heard, feeling, oh gosh, feeling silence for a long time is something that I have gone through the bulk of my like teens and 20s, and I felt like anything I said in a moment in a group space, or I just felt like nobody could hear me. It felt like I was talking into space. That's what it
Mhm.
felt like. My words weren't going anywhere. And these are the things I really kind of highlighted in the times where I was going through my struggle to be me through on my YouTube channel, just talking about me having to find value in my own words before I felt that I needed to be heard. Like in this space, in this space and time right now for myself, I can say that being heard is not exactly on my list of priorities. Um, because I've started to get to a space where I value the valued listener rather than random people just listening to me. I hope that makes sense. I want people that I want people to hear me that care about me and that care about my plight and my thought process, or that at least want to get to know that. And I can say that has really dulled down the real need to be heard because I was trying to make people that didn't love me. I was trying to make people that did not see value in me hear me.
Mhm.
And that's why I was yelling into space because it was an empty space that I was yelling to. People that did not care to hear me, I wanted them to hear me. And I believe once I got to that space, I think that's when I felt like I was growing more and that I did not care as much that as many people was hearing me. Um, Jonathan, what, in your opinion, does being heard look like to you? That's what I asked everybody.
Being heard to me feels like engagement. If you're engaging in the conversation with me, if you're participating in the conversation with me, I do feel heard. If I see head nods, if I see someone engaging with eye contact, I feel like I'm being heard. Yeah, if someone's giving me the floor, I automatically will feel like I'm at least being heard. So yeah, but it's pretty simple, at least for me, as far as being heard is concerned, because I feel as though if I'm talking, people are listening, um, and I'm very aware of that. And that's why a lot of times, like as far as my birth chart is concerned, my Mercury is in Virgo, and to me, Virgos are always perfectionists. I'm always extremely conscious of every single word that I say before it leaves my lips. And I always feel like they have to be the perfect words in a way. And that's just the way that I operate. Sometimes I wish it wasn't that way because I wouldn't be so conscious of everything that I say. But at the same time, I feel like it's still important that I am conscious with everything that I say because words do mean things. So, you know, it's kind of interesting the way that I take it, but, you know, it is what it is.
I think it's a good thing, you know, to be conscious of what you're saying. I think perfectionism is something that a lot of us struggle with, though.
Yes, it's a
Needing
gift
to,
and a curse, in my opinion.
needing to be the ideal or perfect in every situation so that people accept us. And
Right.
after a while, you get frustrated by not being able to tell your truth, you know?
Mhm.
Right. So I agree with you totally.
Right. But at the same time, if I'm not accepted by someone, I don't take offense by it because I understand that I'm not everyone's cup of tea or everyone's cup of bubble tea, as Darren from Heartbreak High would say. But yeah, if they can't accept it, I get that. I really do get that because I understand the energy in the world concerning the LGBTQIA plus community, and some people just will not accept me because of who I am, and I understand that. I can't necessarily respect it, but I understand it and I get it. That's just the way the life goes, and I've accepted
I'm learning from you guys.
that.
But you know, when I think about what acceptance is and what I think we want it to be, um, I want to be accepted in these spaces.
Right, where it
And,
matters.
okay. And there are other circles that don't care what I have to say, don't care that I have a heart for the LGBTQIA. There are people that are not concerned about that. And when I think about that, sometimes I was at one point saying, so if that's how they feel about me, what kind of value are these people bringing into my life? Why do I feel the need to have these people hear me and understand me? These people that can't even understand themselves, much less even convey who they are. But I have words to convey who I am. Why am I looking for them to get me when they can't get themselves?
Hmm.
Right. And you kind of have to have that discernment in a way, because I feel as though I can tell if someone is willing to learn and willing to listen and willing to receive what it is that I have to let them know concerning my life. And if they show no interest, then I'm not going to make any effort. What's the point? Why would I waste my breath with someone who thrives in their ignorance? I'd just be wasting my
Honestly,
time.
Wow.
who thrives in their ignorance? Boy. Okay. Um, these are the moments where we truly, first of all, value ourselves and our sanity,
Absolutely. Yes.
right?
Right.
and and continuously discover that not everybody is for us, and we are not for everybody.
Right.
And that, my
Because
dear, is
you,
okay.
if you keep trying to teach someone something about yourself and all they have up is just this brick wall, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's especially trying to convince someone who is not willing to at least hear what you have to say, not even receive it, but just to hear it. They don't
Right.
even want to hear it. Why would I waste my time doing that? I'm not going to do that when I know for a fact that they are uninterested in educating themselves on something that they have no idea about.
I
I'm
think
not going to do that.
there's a lot of pretenders. There's a lot of people that are performative in their evolution, and it's not
Mhm.
really genuine.
Right.
You know, they will broadcast their change or their evolution, but they won't
Mhm.
admit to the behavior that was going on before. They
That's
won't admit
right.
they were one of the ones that were throwing stones. You know, and if we're going to tell the truth, tell the whole truth. You know,
Right.
when you were throwing stones, that's what caused me to put that wall up and be frustrated.
There you go.
Take responsibility for that, you know, as well as your wanting to broadcast your evolution, you know, and you know, so I get frustrated.
Sort of like Quad this season of Married to Medicine. She doesn't want to take accountability for anything she's saying, but she wants to be good with
Let's move forward.
everybody. We good, right? We all good. We gonna forget about what I did all these previous 7 seasons that we've been on, but we good now. No, it don't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. Yeah.
And you're right. That is very bothersome. Anybody that wants to be a part but will not be able to have the real conversation. Those aren't our type of people, and I can wholeheartedly with my whole chest say those aren't our type of people, because I cannot operate that way. I
Mm-mm.
like to operate in truth. The
Mm.
only way to keep on moving and move in a clear way. I think
Mhm.
that's the way I feel when we were operating in transparency. Clear, yes, transparency, all of that. That's what I enjoy. Let me get back to these comments because everybody loves us so much. Y'all know, this is what Latoya said. Let me move this whole microphone. Anywho, Latoya says, y'all know what you and your channels have done for me and my life. God brought all of you into my world at the time in my life when, oh gosh, when I was at my lowest. And a panel of total strangers have become my family. You guys brought light back into my life, which was full of darkness. And now I could not see my life without any of you. You're going to make me cry, Latoya, so shut up.
Your words, girl. Your words. They mean things, girl.
How about that? Shut up. Okay. Oh, Lord. Um, Aaron made sure to say, you have brought Latoya. You have brought so much love and joy into everyone you meet. I can't imagine not being a part. Not imagine you not being a part of my life. Selfie. Wait. What is selfie? I don't know. What I would do without you. Latoya says, I will never stop giving you guys your flowers, my love, my appreciation, and my gratitude. And as I always say, you stuck with me. You hear me. I hear you clearly, friend. She also says, Aaron, don't you stop my waterworks. When you said my cup of tea, Jonathan, Latoya says, Jonathan, you are my tea, coffee, latte, frappuccino, cappuccino, the whole shebang, honey. That's
Thank you, boo.
true love. Erin had a question. She says, now I love everyone, but what can I be more careful for someone in the LGBTQIA? I never think of a person I meet their sexuality for. Yeah, of course. We know you don't think like that. But I want to be more sensitive. How, Erin? Anyway, if if there's something I should be more sensitive about, that I don't think about, I'm going to shut up and let you guys answer this, and I will give my opinion on that. You can go ahead, Justin.
Erin, you know you are the light of this whole platform. You keep us going with your encouragement, and I look forward to seeing you each and every day. I don't think there's any way that you could be more empathetic or sensitive. What do you think, Jonathan?
I'd second everything that Justin just said, Erin. You may not be aware of this, but you are conscious of everything that you say. I see a lot of that from you and me as well. And so because you're so conscious, you've already got it. You already are. Your heart is already softened to the LGBTQIA plus community, and I don't see you treating anybody in any community any way other than the way that you treat all of us. And so I say, unless someone brings something to your attention concerning something that you might have said, which I wouldn't expect to happen, but if that were to happen, then I think that you would take the steps to then fix that, so that it then doesn't happen again. But you're already conscious as it is of everything that you say, so you don't have anything to worry about as far as that's concerned.
Like I really took some moments to think about this as you guys were talking, and the only thing I could think of that she could do is, I guess, just do the wrong gender, I guess. That's literally the only thing. And of course, that will come with a conversation. And I know that if anyone came to you saying that, hey, I would like to be referred to this, you'd say, all right, we'll do. And you remember that because you care.
Right.
That's what you do, Erin. You care very well. I would not be concerned that you would be treating anybody negatively. Because it's in your wheelhouse. This is what you do, Erin. You're the sweetest thing ever on earth. You're gonna give me diabetes. All right. Latoya says, facts, Jonathan. You became a fool arguing with a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Erin says, I never thought of what Justin said about being afraid of perspective. People have on the community. What can someone like me do better? Like seriously, you do it right. Your respect and love for people, not just somebody in a specific community. Your respect and love for people. That's all people want. And you give it out like it's Thanksgiving Day and you're a football player passing out Thanksgiving turkeys.
Right. Your level of care, Erin, is immense. It is immense. So yeah, you have nothing to worry about. Just keep doing you, girl.
And there's no such thing as perfect. For me, intentions are 100% of the game. We all make mistakes. I'm coming from a place of ignorance, just like everybody else is. And, what you display and what you try to do every day just means the world to all of us. So don't beat yourself up, Erin. You're a great person.
Yeah, stop it. Anywho, Dustin says, can I favor update? I think update favor announcement here. Yes, you can go ahead and let us know what's going on. I'll be happy to go ahead and put it up here, let everybody know about it since we haven't had any other shows. So I'm happy.
I have a question for the both of you really quickly. I know we're about to run out of time.
We are?
Yeah, it's 9:37. But I'm thinking you were aware of that. I'm sorry. I should have taken the hint. But anyways, do the two of you accept simply being tolerated?
Justin, I have a lot to say. I would like.
I have a lot to say about that too.
Go ahead, Justin.
No, the short answer for me is no. I don't accept being tolerated. And I don't know, it might be something I need to work on, but I'm interested to hear what Jennifer has to say.
So I just want to be clear because I'm literally the reason why I gave you the reaction I gave you guys is because I'm literally going through that right now.
Wow.
Okay. And being that I understand how powerful my words are and the things that I want to say, I've literally been going to King Jesus himself. Tell me what to say, Lord. What's the best way to go about this? Tell me when to do this. Because when I speak, I don't want there to be anything missed. Now, I'm not trying to pray that this other person hears me. My only prayer is that I say what I need to say because it's up to that person and their free will that God has given them to hear me / understand me in that space. But as far as being tolerated, like Tyrone, my husband, he's able to be in a space like that. He's able to be like, you know what, I'm just going to give you as much as you give me, and that's about it. But the fact that you are requesting of me and I don't get what I want, which is true transparency, true friendship, true all of that, I don't move like that. So like eventually it's going to be a conversation is like unless I don't do that pity pat. I'm sorry. I have to have more of a relationship. I do relationships, though we may not be on the phone at all times. When we come back together, there's going to be true conversation and true relationship. I don't like being in I'm gonna send you a meme every once in a while or ask you your opinion on this think piece on TikTok and think like we're gonna spark something up. No. Mm-mm. That's not how I do friendship. And if there isn't any true conversation, I'm going to have to nip something in the bud.
I just want to say, I think I have been in that space for so long and have cut so many people off that I felt like were just tolerating me. The reason I say that there might be something else to that is because I'm thinking about if it's appropriate to start giving people grace in that space, because maybe tolerance is the first step to understanding. There are things that sometimes I just tolerate. And maybe that's a first step to eventually love, down the line. But sometimes you have to, go ahead, Jennifer.
For me, first of all, I just need to make sure I need to say it out loud and I say it to your face. I love you. And one thing that I feel like we don't do enough of is set boundaries, stick to those boundaries so that we have the people that we want in our lives the way we want them in our lives. And if you feel like you've thrown so many people away, maybe it's just that many people that's coming to you in the wrong way.
Right.
It's not time. This is not time to let up. Oh, no. This is the time to continue to have that boundary set. I'm not saying that it's going to make you alone, but just think like if you lay back on a boundary and you actually fall for somebody because the heart doesn't care who you fall in love with.
Right.
True.
And now I'm over here skipping over things that bother my whole shondo just because I accidentally fell in love with you because I let you in knowing that you on that BS that I don't like.
Right. I really do understand where you're coming from with that, Justin, saying that tolerance is the first step to acceptance. I do get that, and that can be true in some cases. However, in my case, I don't accept tolerance. Period. Point blank. Either you can accept me for who I am completely, or we just don't have to have any dealings whatsoever. Because in my mind, if you can't get with how I do me, then how is it? What is it that you're thinking while we're having conversations? What is it going through your mind? How is it that you really feel about me? How is it that because that's going to tell me that there might be something that you're thinking of me that you're not sharing with me. And if that's the case, then we don't need to be in a relationship, because I really need to know for sure that you're riding for me. because I'm going to want to ride for you the same way. Because whenever I feel accepted, I take that as like $1 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's especially like for instance, when Bishop Kimborough and Pastor Lorenzo, especially men in leadership in the church, when they find a way to accept me, I love that. I can't get enough of that. Acceptance for an LGBTQ plus person means everything to us. But if you can only tolerate me, I can understand that. And we can just, go our separate ways, because we really don't need to have any dealings. What is it that we need to engage about? What is it that we have to talk about? What is it that we need to congregate about? What is it that we need to have fellowship about when we're obviously on opposite sides of the fence? And as far as those who say, I love the person, but I just can't get with the whole gay thing. Like I love them for them, but I just can't get with that whole gay. Well, if you can't love me for me in every aspect of my life that you are aware of, then we shouldn't have relationship. I can't get with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, let me tell you why I think you guys are both right. And I think it's why the whole reason for this conversation, because I started by saying, I feel like I'm talking at people. Mm-hmm. And I think it might be because I'm putting myself in so many situations where people just tolerate me. Yeah. So you guys have preached to me tonight.
Yeah. And Justin, because of your personality, because of how you present to the world, your people will gravitate towards you. And they'll find you one way or another, whether it's through YouTube, whether it's through whatever other platforms. Your people, Justin, will gravitate towards you because you have an energy, you have a spirit about you that draws people to you. And so don't worry about you cutting people off because they're only tolerating you. You're doing that to preserve your energy. You're doing that to preserve your mental health. You're doing that to preserve your goodness. You're doing that to preserve you, because you know that if you're only tolerating me, then there may come a point to where you cross that line. And after you cross I don't want you to even get to the place where you can cross the line. So I'm going to cut it off before we even get there, because we don't need to. That's not a space that we want to go.
I need you to come to work with me.
But that self-preservation stuff.
Yeah.
It certainly is a thing. And
it's so important.
Don't get me wrong. We literally just learning this, okay?
Yeah.
We are really like diving into those spaces, because I remember just to be transparent here, going to homecoming for South Carolina State University for me would be super difficult, because I know there's a lot of people that wasn't here for me or just didn't think of me, because the people that love me go up for me. Okay.
Yeah.
You're amazing. Yes, I know. And I had to have conversations with my real friends that also went to the school, and they said, just come on to the homecoming. You know who loves you. You know who your people are. Don't be concerned about those other people. And there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, Justin, with being cordial.
Right.
Being cordial so that we can make it through the day, there's nothing wrong with that. But letting anybody enter into your life, those are sacred spaces that only special people get the opportunity to do.
Okay.
Just like Jonathan said, your people will gravitate to you. That's why I hit you up. Okay. I'm your people.
Yes. Yes. And Justin, I want you to hear this loud and clear. Everyone does not deserve your presence.
Ooh.
Everyone does not deserve your presence, because you have something special, and only those who are willing to receive whatever it is that you have to share with the world are the ones who deserve your presence. Those who want to dismiss you because of who you are don't deserve you, period. And those who only tolerate you, Justin, don't deserve you. And that's the reason why you cut them off, because that's where they needed to be and stay.
This
And
is
you know,
very,
that's how God made you.
mhm.
That's how God made you.
Mhm.
Those are the situations, the blessings, the wonderful things that happen throughout your life that shaped your thought processes,
Mhm.
that shaped your personality and everything. Not everybody gets to have the full share of that uh, if they're not worthy. And you have you have every bit of the power to make sure that only people that are worthy steps into those spaces.
That is it.
Yeah.
Amen.
Latoya says, Justin, oh no, you don't. Being tolerated is never enough. You deserve more, so command more.
Thank
Yes.
you, Latoya.
Latoya says, Jennifer and I are one and the same with like with like minds. I ain't got time moving right along. Okay, that
Okay.
dead weight and my back, my back is wide enough.
Latoya's cutting up.
She says also, you give grace, and when great when grace is deserved,
Mm,
Yes, exactly. Because
that's the only thing
I
deserved.
feel as though I can point out genuine effort. If I see genuine effort, I can give you me. If I see genuine effort where you're willing to receive, not only listen, but you have to be willing to receive it. Because if you're just willing to listen, then I'm not going to waste my time with that either. You have to be willing to receive. And if I notice genuine effort, for instance, my father and we didn't always have the best, the closest relationship. I won't say the best, but the closest relationship. But after I graduated from high school, my father made a genuine effort to be a part of my life. And it took me by surprise initially because I was like, where's this coming from? Why is he so interested in me all of a sudden? I don't understand this. I don't get that. And I wanted to reject it initially because I didn't feel as though he still at the time when I was 18, I still did not think that he really understood who I was because we had not had the conversation. And we only sort of kind of had the conversation up to now, but I know that he knows who I am. But again, when I see genuine effort, that's when I choose to engage because I know that you're at least trying and you're putting forth your best effort and your best foot forward. So
how do you guys disagree with people in a cordial way? The reason I ask that is a lot of time, as an empath, even though I am cutting these people off, it keeps me up at night. You know, it hurts me sometimes when I have to stand up for myself, if that makes sense. So, how do you do it in a way that does not come back to bite you?
Will we start?
yes.
Okay, so I am a person that believes wholeheartedly that there's always a way to say something without cutting them deep. They may feel it as they're driving in the car on the way home,
Hmm.
but there's always a way to say it. Is it okay if you give me somewhat of an example?
Hmm. I, I don't really have a good example, but I think, when I'm confronted with someone that, like you say, is willfully misunderstanding me or is
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
willfully ignorant, it I react violently and
Mhm.
tend to go off, and then 2 or 3 minutes later, I'm in turmoil because of what I've said, if that makes sense.
Can I have another way for you? Okay. Instead of even trying to have the conversation or correcting the ignorance, nothing.
Mm,
I would say if you were to say something, say it with a smile, keep it simple and keep it short and keep it sweet. But make sure you have a smile on your face because a lot of times when people say something that is meant to offend you and they see that they get the reaction that they're looking for, then they're getting the satisfaction out of whatever it is that they said. But if you smile in their face, and you show that it's not affecting you, even if it is, because I will tell you, it still does affect me. Those mean words that people have to say about the LGBTQIA plus community, that still cuts deep. But I'm not going to let you know that it's going to cut deep to me. I'm not going to, by my reaction, hopefully by my reaction, it's not going to show that I was so affected by it. But in response to anything ignorant, I would just say smile and just keep it short and simple. Or just let them know you don't have time for them. Or that might be a little bit too much. But just keep it simple, short, and sweet with a smile. That's what I say.
Now, see, those are two different levels. What I said with nothing, that's level one.
Mhm.
Because sometimes, of course, we are all, works in progress, right?
Right.
So sometimes we don't have the smile to give.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You're
we
right.
don't have the words to give.
Mhm.
And it would not be good even if I open my mouth. So nothing, and
Right.
keep it pushing, because you're about to get something else out of me.
Right.
And
And
you're
it's
not
in,
allowed to get that.
and it's also impossible to argue with the brick wall. If you don't respond, then there's nothing left to say.
That's what my mama taught me about Jonathan.
What I'm hearing from both of you is don't give it any life. Don't give it energy.
Please
We
don't.
can't.
We can't, because that means that you're giving in to their bait. They're baiting you with those words of those words of whatever it is that they want to give you. Those words of ignorance that they want to give you. They're baiting you. They want to get something out of you. They're doing that for a purpose. Don't give them any leadway. Don't give them any room. Don't let them on a leash. Don't do that.
And there's people that are, unfortunately, that get power or feel great from being able trying to chop somebody down and using you, which kind of, okay, not kind of, it does blow my mind, because you're not that dude, in my opinion. You're not the one that people need to be coming at, because you are an intelligent man. You're a great man. Why would they feel the need to do these things? It does boggle my mind. But God bless them in whatever ministry that they're trying to do. But a lot of times I also think deeper into their lives. Why do they feel the need to try to break me down? Who's breaking you down in your life?
Mhm.
Is it that your wife doesn't listen to you and you have no
Mm.
power in your own home? So you come to work to try to get power over other people? It's like everybody has their own story and the reason why they feel that they need to exert their energy in whatever way that they do. But when they do exert that negative kind of energy that is not for you, that you don't even need, and to be honest, sometimes it's not even about you. Maybe it's about their gay cousin that they wish they weren't gay.
Mm.
Who knows? Or they can't say that
Especially
too.
tonight.
Okay? But it's, at the end of the day, it's not you. And they don't deserve to have that play conversation that they want to have in their head with that person, but they have you in their face. So no, they don't deserve any of that carrying on. Mm-mm. No.
I don't know what happened. I grew up with Lonnie's cousin. I'm not Lonnie, but Regina's cousin, Lonnie. And she introduced me to Regina a number of years ago. And we just hit it off so well, connected on so many things. And I'm grateful, just like so many people in the comments, that, I have found you guys. And I feel the same way, that this is, a community and a family. And I just wanted to say I appreciate you just the way the folks in the comments do.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate that.
We do.
We certainly do. And I just need you to get ready for me to call you a little bit more often for, to be here, because as you might notice, myself and Jonathan love these kind of conversations,
We do.
because dealing with just everyday life and attempting to have God in the midst of this stuff, sometimes it can be hard, because it's just a little bit too into my face and my emotions are getting into it, and I don't know how to separate it sometimes. But I thank God for his people coming around me, his understanding that has come to me by asking him through prayer. And once again, it's just this community, a community that helps me to understand me, who I am. And as we continue to understand ourselves, we know how to convey ourselves to other people, whether they deserve it or not. So if what I am is not for you, I can say, no, this is not the moment. And you're not going to get a moment from me. I guess we can pretend like we're on a reality show or something like that. All right. Aaron says, Justin, you deserve people in your life who fully love you, tolerating it for passing by ships,
Mm,
not for building a true relationship,
great.
family, friendship, or any relationship. Amen. Latoya says, accept all of me or none of me.
Right. There we go. There we go.
Miss
That's me
Janet
all
is
day.
here, Jonathan. She said, hey, Miss
Hey, Miss
Janet.
Janet, what's going on? How you doing? Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming.
Um, Aaron says, tolerance can be for those you are helping teach. That's it.
Mhm.
Tolerance are for those who are helping to teach, people that are trying to learn, not for people that are throwing things at you and not paying you no mind. So they can have acceptance of others. But I don't know how you can build your own relationship with that person though. But I love your heart for once. What else did she say? I don't see it. Okay, I don't see the rest. But God bless you, Aaron, and everything that you say. Dustin did let us know that his uncle is has gotten worse over the weekend, so we are continuing to pray for you,
We're
Dustin, and your
praying for
uncle.
you, Dustin.
I'm sorry.
Continued prayers for Dustin, um, and of course, Aaron made sure to put in here. She does pray for every day for his uncle, and God will be there for you and your family. I love you, Dustin, and we are all here for you. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So just remember that, Dustin. It's going to be okay no matter what. Believe that. Uh, Latoya says, Justin, who could not love and adore that beautiful canvas of a face that sweet baby Jesus has
Honey,
given you? How?
honey, okay.
Thank
How?
Serving, okay. Yes.
you. Thank you.
Oh gosh. Robin says, and to make space for people who deserve to be there.
Yes, absolutely.
That's it.
Latoya says, right, Jennifer, and the space is limited, so act accordingly. Agreed. Aaron also says sometimes we care more about how we feel, I'm sorry, about not letting them in our lives than they care about leaving our lives. It's okay to be sad, to let someone go. I pray and ask God, did they have to go? Am I right? God will fill the space for me until I am ready to let them go from my heart.
Hmm.
We needed Aaron on the panel tonight.
Right, didn't we? Okay.
Did we not? But yes, that's why I love to have these conversations because it's apparent that pastors don't necessarily speak about these things. And how can we connect things to the Word of God? And how are we to treat other people? And at the same time, make sure that we are valued. We are told in the
Mhm.
church to give, and give of ourselves and go into the streets and give more unto the people. But we don't have the conversation about how we need to feed ourselves first.
Right.
Ooh,
Our cups need to be full. You need to be coming to your friendships full. You need to know how to fill that cup. You need to understand the amazingness of Justin, the amazingness of JoJo, the amazingness of Jennifer before stepping forward to other people trying to be in their lives. Because if we have a crack in that cup, we're just going to be empty as we continue to give out to other people.
Right.
And that's not what we need to be. You gonna say something, Jonathan?
I want to say those who like to discriminate against those of us in the LGBTQI plus community, I feel as though a lot of them don't even know who they are and maybe don't even accept themselves. And because they see us living out loud, because they see us living our truths, and they feel like they can't live their truths, they're going to take their anger that they want to take out on themselves, they take it out on us. Because that's just the easiest thing to do, easiest thing for them to do. And so that's why I can't even get that upset about it. Although I will get upset, I can't even get that upset about it because they just don't know. They just don't know. They're just ignorant. And then on top of that, the fact that they're unwilling to educate themselves just probably makes it even worse for me in my mind. And then again, that's why I just want to separate myself from that situation altogether, because there's no need for me to engage. And therefore, when I see already that you're unwilling.
You guys are so right. If it's only going to eat me up at night, why even engage in it in the first place?
Why? It's a waste of time, Justin. It's just simply a waste of
Absolutely
time.
is. Yeah.
And all we're trying to do is move up and move forward. And, those kind of people are like anchors on us, keeping us
Right.
in a specific place. And
And also, don't waste your time trying to figure out why people cannot accept you. It's not your business. It's none of your business. It's really none of your business at all. If they can't accept you, then just accept that.
they need to be concerned with that. They need to be
Right.
concerned with that.
Exactly. That's what they need to be concerned with, not you. It's not your fault. You have nothing to do with that. It's another. You're totally in the clear with that. It's all them.
And if you need to find a way to feel about them, the best thing that I would say is just feel sorry for them.
Mhm.
Poor thing.
Feel sorry for them and then pray for them.
Just don't know. You just don't know enough. I
Right.
hope you find your way. Find yourself.
No, you guys are totally right. I think a lot of times we come to faith spaces looking for open arms and looking for empathy. And a lot of the gatekeepers are those that are deciding, who's good enough to follow God and who's good enough to worship.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's hard to get past those gatekeepers because they are respected in the church and in the community. So that's difficult to deal with, but you guys are giving me my marching orders. I know what to do. I know not to give that energy light or any life because
Mhm.
it's not of God. God is
It's
not
not.
ordaining that.
It's
So
not.
why feed into it?
Right.
I appreciate that, Justin. It's not of God. That
Mhm.
negative energy that people desire to put on us. Oh
And
gosh,
isn't it so
like I'm a part of the community.
isn't it so ironic that it's dressed up as God?
Hmm.
Isn't that so ironic and so devastating at the same time?
We
But
need
it's
a
like
whole
they give
nother
God
hour.
an excuse to act like that.
Right.
Mhm.
Like he says, the Lord doesn't like you, so it's cool for me to do that. Like, no. It's never been that. And if that's how you believe, you need to talk to him a little bit more often.
Right.
But
And reevaluate your salvation.
yeah, because I used to be at a space where I didn't want to refer to myself as a Christian because of the negativity that would come to people that are already Christians, that's been in the church, that know what horribleness can come from it. And from people that say, oh, so you say you're a Christian, so you're supposed to be this, that, and the third. And there were
Mhm.
so many people giving Christianity such a bad name, even with these like right wing extremists and all that stuff. It's like, that's not me. But I do thank God for Pastor Lorenzo and Regina for saying, be the Christian that you are, because there are so many Christians out there like you that need to see themselves.
Right.
So we're just going to continue to love on God as we are. Try our best not to listen to people that are naysayers, people that believe otherwise, knowing that we're loved. Not saying that they're not, but we are certainly loved.
Mhm.
And we're going to be all right. Justin, I'm going to steal you.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me on the platform tonight. This was fun.
Absolutely. And please know that if you ever have anything that you would like to talk about here on the Ladder to Leo, believe me, I'll make it happen, because as Jonathan knows, I'm not exactly the topic girl. That's okay. So
Yes.
you
We
guys,
accept that, and that is A-okay.
That's right.
Absolutely.
thank you. Thank you for understanding and knowing as brothers of mine. Anywho, everyone, I just want to thank you guys for listening, being available to us on this episode of The Light of the Leo. Thank you once again, Justin, for taking your extra nap.
Thank you
Because human
so
beings
much for being
here.
here. Like, I
We appreciate
absolutely
it.
adore you in every way, shape, and form, Justin. And I'm so happy that you find freedom in this space and you find acceptance in this space. because sometimes I would feel alone in this space, but when you're here, I know that I'm not alone. And that is so fulfilling for me. So thank you.
And thank you too for creating that safe space for us and everyone that's in the comments. We look forward every week to your shows. So thank you.
Thank you.
So much love. I love it. We can't help it. Anywho, thank you guys, everyone, everybody that has come on in. We thank you for joining us for this conversation, and I hope that you guys find more strength within yourself to create those boundaries needed to keep the naysayers, to keep people that don't mean positivity for you away from you in your life, so that you can continue to grow, so that you can continue to have something one to five less things to care about, so that you can make it through your life in a peaceable way. I love you. God loves you. Do you love them all? Do you love them, Jonathan?
Love y'all so much. Do you love him, Justin?
I love you.
Bye, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.